In 2009, I got divorced. While initially devastating, I can now state unequivocally that my divorce was the best thing to happen to me. Through that painful experience, I rediscovered myself and began to live the life that I had always wanted to live. My rebirth was made easier by a spiritually like-minded therapist who helped me heal and transition into my life as a 40-year-old single mother. She, who knew firsthand what I was dealing with, also encouraged me to attend Al-Anon meetings. I found solace in the meetings, and sometimes they were the highlight of my day. Sometimes the only reason I even made it through a day. I liked engaging with the 12 steps, and I also liked the famous slogans AA-related groups are known for, including one day at a time, this too shall pass, turn it over, and I came to believe. During one meeting, someone shared the expression, take heart in not knowing. I had never heard that before, and I still don't think it was or is an official Friend of Bill W. slogan, but I liked it. And from that afternoon on, those 5 words became a guiding force in my life. As a person seemingly perpetually in formation, these words helped me find my center amidst my struggles with fear and ambiguity. For many years, I'd feel overwhelmed about money or my time or my health, or if Raphael and I were going to be all right. You know, that cycle where your head just spins and spins with questions and really does not want to live with uncertainty. And I'd start to freak out, or I'd totally freak out, let's be honest. And then I'd look up at my desk in my bedroom where I had plastered in rather large letters, take heart in not knowing. And I'd stop, and I'd think, and I'd breathe, and I'd chill the heck out. The idea that I could take heart in something as simple and obvious as not knowing was something I could believe in. I could accept the concept, and in doing so, totally shift my mode of thinking and being. Actually, I liked the phrase so much that I included in some vocalese I wrote to a Miles Davis service in a song. In the song Someday My Prince Will Come. I included take heart in not knowing. And in that process of living with that phrase spinning around, I remembered a related saying attributed to Buddhism. Relax, nothing is under control. And that's what makes the phrase so interesting to me. I, like many of you perhaps, just want things to go as planned. We want the knowledge and security that things are okay, that the things we want or need will be there, and that the visions we had of our lives will come true, and that is that. We want everything to be under control. Until something goes wrong. Our heart breaks, someone we love gets sick, the job we wanted falls through, we find ourselves lost and afraid and wondering, and then our impulse for control kicks in and we make ourselves even more anxious and fearful because, damn it, why can't things just go the way I want them to? Look at the sign. Take heart in not knowing. Say it again and again and again. But of course, it didn't always work. I had moments when I screamed at the universe, just tell me what I'm supposed to be doing already. All the questions I carried about what to do with my life and my work, if I'd find love, how to handle this situation, I sometimes just wanted a concrete answer. I just wanted someone, anyone, to say, all right, kid, here's what's gonna happen. I went on a deep quest for God, so that maybe God could just give me the answers. But that didn't work for me. Because even while I was in the thick of thinking this way about take heart and not knowing, or no, rather, thinking about wanting control, I knew it was unrealistic. The urge for answers was largely about control, and I just wanted to be in control of my life. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized how impossible that expectation is. It's a vicious cycle, actually, and reminds me of verse 76 of the Tao Te Ching, which says, "Humans are born soft and supple, dead they are stiff and hard. Plants are born tender and pliant, dead they are brittle and dry. Thus, whomever is stiff and inflexible is a disciple of death. Whoever is soft and yielding is a disciple of life. The hard and stiff will be broken. The soft and supple will prevail." Being soft and supple and flexible will help us prevail. So basically, the idea of take heart and not knowing is a real leap of faith. Because A, it is asking us to make the decision to not be in control, and B, it is asking us to go against this natural inclination to get stiff and rigid and to push. This leap of faith, though, is a tool that I can say I use to learn to relinquish control, to learn to be more soft and supple, to learn to let things happen as they were meant to be happening. Now, I do certainly think we can make things happen. I'm all for thinking positively, for practicing creative visualization, for working hard towards a dream or goal. And I do think we have to be proactive about the things that cause us pain. We must visit doctors, we must go to our therapists, and we need to come and feed our spirits. But we cannot force things to happen. Because pushing, oh, and I know this well because I used to push and push, often makes things break. Ourselves included. Think of a piece of reed or a stalk of a plant or a cold, stiff muscle. Something stiff and rigid is quite easy to break. You can snap a twig just like that. But it is much harder to tear apart a fresh green stalk or a branch, or to injure a worn, stretched muscle. When we focus too much on control, or fear, or anxiety, or the future, and we become fixated, or forceful, or rigid, we are setting ourselves up for pain. On the other hand, not knowing invites us into that space of being soft and supple, the space that allows us to go with the flow of things and ultimately, hopefully, live more fully in the present. In our reading, Pema Chodron reminds us that even if now is going really well, we have good health, we've met the person of our dreams, we just had a child, got the job we wanted, nevertheless, there's a deep tendency always to think about how it's going to be later. We don't quite give ourselves full credit for who we are in the present. And being in the present can be the best outcome of take heart and not knowing. If the not knowing pulls us out of the cycle of control and worrying about the future or the past, we can fully enjoy the right now. Even if it's not what we really want, even if it's not ideal, even if there is suffering. If we remember what the Buddha taught about the roots of suffering, we will recall that grasping or attachment or rigidity is a cause. So when we focus too much on control, we actually cause our own suffering. While I was going through the worst of times, I relied heavily on Melody Beattie's book, The Language of Letting Go. Yesterday morning, since I was still in the weeds and not having finished this sermon, I flipped the old book open. And as fate, or chance, your choice, would have it, Here was the reading for December 7th. There are times when we simply do not know what to do or where to go next. Sometimes these periods are brief, sometimes lingering. We can get through these times. We can rely on our program and the disciplines of recovery. We can cope by using our faith, other people, and our resources. Accept uncertainty. We do not always have to know what to do or where to go next. We do not always have clear direction. Refusing to accept the inaction and limbo makes things worse. It is okay to temporarily be without direction. Say, I don't know, and be comfortable with that. We do not have to try to force wisdom, knowledge, or clarity when there is none. Thank you, Melody Beattie. And that's the other empowering thing hidden in Take Heart in Not Knowing. The journey is the goal. When we let go and relinquish control, and for that means letting go of it completely, but for others it may mean handing it over to a higher power, we actually do begin to see the world differently. We treat ourselves and one another differently. I know I am gentler to myself. I'm kinder to those around me. I have more patience and warmth to give. So think about what it might be like to live into this potentially uncomfortable and uncertain space of not knowing. Maybe we'll all give it a try. But I do want to throw one caveat into the mix. I personally don't think Take Heart in Not Knowing is an invitation to become blasé or careless, especially when it comes to big issues. Meaning, when children die in American concentration camps, we cannot live into the not knowing. We know it is wrong, and we are called to act. There is no moral or ethical gray area there. We are not allowed to throw our hands up and say, que sera, sera. Bad things, wrong things, violent things need to be addressed. How we are called to address them, that's where we can listen to the space created when we are soft and supple and we focus on our personal spiritual journey. So I invite you all on this day, which is Bodhi Day of all days, to consider this phrase, take heart in not knowing, to see if it helps you think and feel and navigate the world differently. May we remember that nothing is under control. May we find strength through letting go. And may we take heart in not knowing so that we can be flexible, open, and fully immersed in the present. May it be so.